Hi Archers! So it's taken me a while to research and put everything together, but I think I finally have enough to figure out which hero is stronger. Initially, I thought Meowgik wasn't that strong, but I was wrong. The question is Meowgik stronger than Helix? In this video, we're going to put all the damage numbers, pros and cons for each hero to decide who is the strongest free-to-play hero. My name is Teeds and I make many ARCHERO videos from guides, tier lists, gameplays, and more. Please do subscribe and click the bell for more ARCHERO content. Since Meowgik's release, there has been a lot of discussion on whether Helix was still the strongest hero. I'd like to preface this that this is all based on my research, experience, and opinion. You may or may not agree with me, and that's perfectly fine. Always play the hero you love most. Before we can compare Helix to Meowgik, we first need to understand how Meowgik works and how much damage he actually does. I have a level 40 Meowgik, who is my little hamster for the research. His special ability is Meow Spirit, which is a unique ability in ARCHERO. It's not based off any ability that we have at the moment, like our other heroes. The skill basically summons a cat that's pretty much like a homing missile. It follows the target. It does miss though, even on stationary targets sometimes, and I'm not sure why, but I think it's a glitch. Anyway, I'm not going to get super specific with Meowgik. I'll leave that for the Meowgik guide that I'm working on. So Meowgik's kitty spawns on chance, and it seems to have a higher chance of spawning the faster the weapon is. I went through frame by frame on my editing software and counted 100 attacks of the slowest weapon, the Death Scythe, compared to the fastest weapon, the Sawblade. In 100 attacks in my gameplay with no stutter stepping, Meowgik spawned 31 cats out of 100 on the Scythe. Meowgik spawned 43 cats out of 100 on the Sawblade. But I felt that wasn't a great way to measure, so I tried 50 seconds on each weapon as well. The numbers were roughly around the same. This is my estimate from my data, but I believe Meowgik has a 33% chance of spawning a cat, which is average around every third attack. This also means that the more attacks you throw out, the more cats you may spawn. Which also means the faster the weapon, the higher the chance. But this does not mean you should just go for the fastest weapon. Even though the Death Scythe without stutter stepping spawned less cats, it did spawn stronger cats, and I actually completed the level faster than I did with the Sawblade. I also figured out the damage of Meowgik's kitties. So with the base damage of 1111, on the Death Scythe I was dealing 1610 damage in-game. It's higher because the Death Scythe has a 45% damage modifier. This means I just add 45% to the 1111. On the Sawblade, I was dealing 888 damage in-game. It's lower because the Sawblade has a minus 20% damage modifier. Meowgik's kitties do not go by purely the base damage. Rather, it goes by damage and modifier of the weapon, meaning the damage of the cats do depend on what weapon you are using. With the Death Scythe, Meowgik's ability dealt 4,750 per hit. With the Sawblade, Meowgik dealt 2,629 damage per hit. These are both based on level 1 epic weapons on a level 40 Meowgik. Based on these numbers, my level 1 Death Scythe, the damage is 1,610. As I said earlier, Meowgik's ability dealt 4,750 damage per hit with this Death Scythe. This means that Meowgik's ability is calculated by 2.95 times the value of your weapon's damage, or I could just say it's a 295% increase, which is roughly triple the damage of your weapon. In conclusion, for just this part, he was much stronger than I anticipated, like you guys don't even know yet. But how does that compare to our current strongest hero, Helix? Helix's ability is based off one of our strongest abilities in the game, and that is Rage. Rage increases your damage by 1% per 1% of your missing health. Helix's ability increases his damage by 1.2% per 1% of your missing health. Helix has been out for a while now. Most of us who are Helix mains should know how he works. Just a quick recap for comparison's sake, and in case you don't know specifically, let's use my level 40 Helix, as the previous data was based off my level 40 Meowgik. At level 40, my Helix has 3,497 health and 865 damage. Let's just use the bow. We won't add the stats of the bow, but the bow does have a base damage where it stays the same as the base damage on the screen, so that's 100% base damage. Helix using the bow at 100% health means he will deal 865 damage. At 75% health, Helix deals 1,124 damage. At 50% health, Helix deals 1,384 damage. At level 40, Meowgik has 914 damage, a bit more than Helix. Because Meowgik does not have a rage ability, his damage with a bow will stay the same, so that's 914 damage per hit. So remember, we are comparing a level 40 Meowgik to a level 40 Helix. Helix at 100% health is weaker than Meowgik. For Helix to be stronger than Meowgik, we need to get him to a health level where his damage is higher than 914. That is around 95% health. That's pretty easy to get to. But now let's include Meowgik's special ability versus Helix's special ability. We're going to be using the bow still because the bow is just 100% at all times, which makes it easier to calculate. Meowgik, again, has 914 damage and Helix has 865 damage. Both level 40 with their base stats. Meowgik with a bow deals 914 damage and Meowgik's special ability deals 2,696 damage per hit with this bow. If we use the average of 33%, which is every third attack, this means Meowgik is dealing a bonus 898 damage if we split the 2,969 damage with 3 attacks. This makes every basic attack hit for a total of 1,812. This is extremely strong. Let's compare that with Helix, who has 895 base damage with the bow. Already at 100% health, Meowgik is stronger. At 75% health, Helix deals 1,124 damage. Meowgik is still stronger. At 50% health, 1,384 damage. Meowgik is still stronger. At 15% health, 1,747 damage. Meowgik is still stronger. At 10% health, Helix deals 1,851 damage. This is where Meowgik is not stronger. That means you need to get Helix to 10% health to be stronger than Meowgik, which is a pretty dangerous health level to be at. Not only that, you're most likely going to be healed as you progress from heal drops, chests, angels, and bosses. This means for a majority of the run, or if you never reach 10%, Meowgik is overall stronger, and a lot stronger in fact. However, Meowgik's cats don't always hit the target. So I calculated what if Meowgik missed every third cat across 9 attacks. Meowgik would deal a total of 13,618 damage. Helix would deal 7,785 damage in total. So even if Meowgik missed every third cat, he is still stronger. If Meowgik missed every second cat across 6 attacks, Meowgik would deal 8,180 damage in total, while Helix would deal 5,190 damage in total. Meowgik can still miss attacks as well. His cats don't always hit, but at the same time, not every attack hits from Helix either, depending on what weapon you're using especially. Even if you miss attacks from Meowgik, the cats would still come out, and maybe they won't have a target, but targets can still take damage from the cats if they're in the path. Other than that, Meowgik also gains 5% dodge at level 40, which is extremely strong since we can now stack dodge a lot higher than before. His cats also go through walls, across water, and it's also extremely strong against bosses. Meowgik also has a glitch where rage isn't working on him yet, but Happy is trying to fix this at the moment. Meowgik with rage will also be even stronger than Helix. I'm not even sure if the cat's damage will be affected by rage though, but if they are, that makes him even stronger. His special ability also increases with attack boost, and they do crit as well. The only real con to it is that it sometimes glitches out and it can miss as well even if it's not supposed to. I do not recommend Meowgik as a farming hero. He's better for really hard chapters because it's useless to use Meowgik if you can already kill mobs before the cats even get there. A lot of you may be wondering if you should buy Meowgik. In my opinion, right now he is the strongest hero, stronger than Helix. I personally main him now. He's just so strong, and I didn't think ARCHERO would be able to make a hero stronger than Helix. Even so, Helix is still really strong and an amazing hero. He's a hero worth having for sure. If you enjoy him more than you would enjoy Meowgik, continue to use him. Players have already beaten the game with Helix. You don't always need the hero that does the most damage. Helix is very, very sufficient. I guess the only real con to Helix is that you can only activate his special ability once you lose some health. In conclusion, I do think that Meowgik is the strongest hero. I think he's stronger than Helix, but I also think that Helix is very strong as well. And honestly, if you want to switch between the two, or if you want to stick with Helix, that's perfectly fine as well. I don't think Meowgik is a hero you must absolutely have over Helix. If choosing between the two, I think they're both sufficient in different ways. Before I leave, I wanted to let you guys know there is an amazing ARCHERO app made by our great Reddit mod Meowgik. There are multiple things you can do with this calculator: full statistics, damage, display, all the abilities, heroes, and so on. I'll leave the Google Play link in the description box below, as well as Meowgik's Reddit thread where you can ask questions and more. I thank you very much for watching. Please do subscribe and click the bell for more ARCHERO videos. Any likes and comments would be super rad. I hope to see you again for the next one. Bye!